Sri Sai Sacharita, Chapter 1, The Story of Grinding Wheat and its Philosophical Significance. According to the ancient and revered custom, Hemantpant begins the work Sri Sai Sacharita with various salutations. First, he makes obeisance to God Ganesh to remove all obstacles and make the work a success, and says that Sri Sai is God Ganesh himself. Then, to Goddess Saraswati to inspire him to write the work, and says that Sri Sai is one with this goddess and that he is himself singing his own life. Then to gods Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar, the creating, preserving, and destroying deities, respectively, and says that Sainath is one with them and he, the great teacher, will carry us across the river and worldly existence. Then to his tutelary deity Narayan Adinath, who manifested himself in Konkan, the land reclaimed by Parashurama from the sea, and to the Adi Purush of the family. Then to Bharadwaj Muni, into whose Gotra he was born, and also various rishis Yajnavalka, Bhrigu, Parashar, Narad, Vedavyas, Sanak, Sanandan, Sanat Kumar, Shuka, Shaunak, Vishwamitra, Vashishta, Valmiki, Vamadev, Jaimini, Vaishampayan, Navayogindra, etc., and also modern saints such as Nivruti, Dhyanadev, Sopan, Muktabai, Janardhan, Eknath, Namdev, Tukaram, Kanha, and Narahari, etc. Then to his grandfather Sadashiv, father Raghunath, his mother who left him in his infancy, to his paternal aunt who brought him up, and to his loving elder brother. Then to the readers, and praise to them to give their whole and undivided attention to this work. And lastly, to his Guru Sri Sainath, an incarnation of Sri Dattatreya, who is his sole refugee and who will make him realize that Brahma is the reality and the world an illusion, and incidentally to all beings in whom the Lord God dwells. After describing in brief the various modes of devotion according to Parashar, Vyasa, and Shandilya, etc., the author goes on to relate the following story. It was sometime after 1910 that I went one fine morning to the masjid in Shiradi to have darshan of Sai Baba. I was wonderstruck to see the following phenomena. After washing his mouth and face, Sai Baba began to make preparations for grinding the wheat. He spread a sack of flour and thereon set a hand mill. He took some quantity of wheat in the winnowing fan, and then drawing up the sleeves of his kafni and taking hold of the peg of the hand mill, started grinding the wheat by putting a few handfuls of wheat in the upper opening of the mill and rotated it. I thought what business Baba had with the grinding of the wheat when he possessed nothing and stored nothing, and he lived on alms. Some people who had come there thought likewise, but none had the courage to ask Baba what he was doing. Immediately, this news of Baba grinding wheat spread in the village, and at once men and women ran to the masjid and flocked there to see Baba's act. Four bold women from the crowd forced their way up and, pushing Baba aside, forcibly took the peg and handle into hands, and singing Baba's Leela started grinding. At first, Baba was enraged, but on seeing the woman's love and devotion, he was much pleased and began to smile. While they were grinding, they began to think that Baba had no house, no property, no children, none to look after, and he lived in alms, and therefore he did not require any wheat for making bread or roti. What will he do with his large quantity of flour? Perhaps, as Baba is very kind, he will distribute the flour amongst us. Thinking in this way, and while singing, they finished the grinding, and after putting the handmill aside, they divided the flour into four portions and began to remove them by taking one portion per head. Baba, who was calm and quiet up till now, got wild and started abusing them, saying, "Ladies, have you gone mad? Whose father's property are you looting away? Have I borrowed any wheat from you so that you can safely take the flour? Now do this. Take the flour and throw it on the village borders." On hearing this, the woman felt abashed and, whispering amongst themselves, went to the outskirts of the village and spread the floor as directed by Baba. I asked Shirdi people what was this that Baba did. They replied that cholera epidemic was spreading in the village. This was Baba's remedy for the same. It was not wheat that was ground, but cholera itself was ground into pieces and pushed out of the village. From this time onward, the cholera epidemic subsided, and the people of the village were happy. I was much pleased to know all this, but at the same time, my curiosity was also aroused. I began to ask myself what earthly connection was there between the wheat flour and the cholera? What was the casual relation between the two and how to reconcile them? The incident seemed to be inexplicable. I should write something on this and sing to my heart content Baba's sweet Leelas. Thinking in this way about this Leela, my heart was filled with joy and thus inspired to write Baba's life, the Sai Sacharita, and as we know that with Baba's grace and blessings, this work was successfully accomplished. Philosophical significance of grinding. Apart from the meaning which the people of the Shirdi put on this incident of grinding wheat, there is, we think, a philosophical significance too. Baba lived in Shirdi about 60 years, and during this period, he did the business of grinding almost every day, not, however, wheat alone, but the sins and the mental, physical, and afflictions of the miseries of this innumerable devotees, the two stones of his meal consisted of karma and bhakti, the former being the lower and the latter the upper one. The handle with which the Baba worked the mill consisted of dhyan. It was a firm conviction of the Baba that the knowledge of the self realization is not possible unless there is a prior act of grinding of all the impulses, desires, and the sins and the three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, and the ahangar, which is so subtle and therefore so difficult to get rid of. This reminds us of a similar story of Kabir, who was seeing a woman grinding corn, said to the Guru Niranjan, I am weeping because I feel agony of being crushed under this wheel of worldly existence like the corn in the hand mill. Nipat Niranjan replied, do not be afraid, hold fast to the handle of the knowledge of the mill as I do, and do not wander far away from the same, but turn inward to the sender, and you are sure to be saved.
श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय। भारती साई बाबा सौख्यदातार जीवा चरणार जातली द्यावा दासा विसावा भक्ता विसावा। भारती साई बाबा जाळूनियानंग सस्वरूपी सावे सावा